needs no introduction. It is Dr. George Peters, old friend and frenemy, Stephen A. Smith. What is going on here? I see the Will Kane show in the background. I see the microphone.
You're so long. What kind of puzzle? Wait. How? What kind of puzzle?
With the dress and headband.
Harvey on the headlines, tapping into the massive reporting resources of Fox News to provide a full picture of the news of the day.
I'm Dana Farina. I'm Brett Baer. I'm Maria Bartiromo. I'm Ryan Julian. And this is the Fox News Rundown.
Listen now by going
You, girl.
to podcast.com.
What's on her?
No visa.
Ukraine's prime minister making the case for
Thank you, now.
Why is it touching the bomb?
Prison.
A banana.
Any more?
So watch piece.
You with it?
Targets Ukraine wants to strike using long-range missiles, some of the billions in military aid supplied by the U.S. The visit came a day after Ukraine's foreign minister made a similar plea to European allies. The Biden administration has warned Ukraine from using American weapons to strike Russian air bases from which Moscow is launching drone attacks that are terrorizing Ukrainian civilians. At the Pentagon, Jennifer Griffin, Fox News.
The latest Fox News poll finds Vice President Harris ahead of where President Biden was in the Sun Belt states.
The latest Fox News poll finds Vice President Harris with 50% in 3 of the 4
Want the flag here? The stick to try?
former president.
It takes a few minutes.
By just a point in Arizona. Former President Trump played parents by once in North Carolina.
That's a young winner.
Each would handle key issues. Former President Trump is meeting the Vice President on immigration and the economy consulate. She's meeting the former President on health care and
Nice
immigration.
first on the way.
President Harris is
And a little flash.
Biden is doing with younger voters and voters of color. Former President Trump has increased his poll numbers with black voters, now at 19% support. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Arrests at the southern border are likely to rise in August from July.
There you go. Our ticket, Daddy. Our ticket.
Declines, according to 2 U.S.
Dad.
protection officials.
Get our ticket.
Not for tonight. I'll wait until
50,000 in December. U.S. officials largely
Tuesday to get them.
still increasing enforcement
I'm going to make $1 million.
of the U.S. southern border. I'm Chris Deneo. This is Fox News.
Roxanne Watson is on a mission. She wants more people to register as organ, eye, and tissue donors. Are you an organ donor? Yes, I am.
My goal is to sign up the most people in the United States.
What drives her? Roxanne's own life was saved through the gift of a heart transplant. Made possible by an organ donor.
I decided that day that I was going to devote myself to the cause of organ donation and signing people up and honoring my donor by doing that.
Now she's back to health, and she's a powerful force, helping to save lives every day through her work. Imagine what you can make possible by leaving behind the gift of life.
8 people can be helped with a major organ, and up to 50 people can be helped with a little bit of everything. And when you think about it that way, that you could help that many people, it's amazing. It really is.
Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.com. That's from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Health Resources and Services Administration.
Clay Travis and Buck Sexton. Now Dawn.
Yeah, you can hear. Anything seesaw or
One.
Back on Tuesday.
we can eat it. Like,
Harry and his family this week, as many of you are likely on your final leg of summer vacations as well. A lot of schools going back this week or next week. My kids have been back for a while. We've got the EAC over, we've got the RNC over. We are officially into campaign season in earnest, a sprint for the next 70 or so days, with many of you able to vote early beginning in the next few weeks. So where are we sitting right now? Trump is out campaigning today. He's going to be speaking later this afternoon, I believe at 2 Eastern. Staff, if you can confirm that is when Trump is going to be speaking, but he's already been active today. He's in Washington, D.C., and he was at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier today on the 3rd anniversary of the death, the failed withdrawal of Afghanistan that cost us so many lives when the terror attack happened as we were trying to rush out of Afghanistan. We also recently had the Taliban celebrating all of the equipment that we left behind, the billions and billions of dollars in high-end military equipment that we just abandoned in Afghanistan. The 13 lives that were lost as a part of that process. Kamala Harris is not on the campaign trail. She's bragged about being the last person in the room involved in that decision in the past, but she is not in any way being held accountable for it, nor is Joe Biden, who is away at his beach vacation home after being on the West Coast for a vacation. Remember, Biden is still in charge, in theory, for the rest of August, September, October, November, December, on into January. He still has a lot of days as the, quote, commander-in-chief, even though we have no idea who's making decisions and how all that process is playing out. So who's going to win? If you had to point to one state, it's Pennsylvania. Tell me who's going to win Pennsylvania. I'll tell you who the next president of the United States is going to be. I think Trump is going to win Georgia. I think Trump is going to win North Carolina. Very good chances in Nevada, Arizona. But he's going to have to win, probably, unless you guys in Omaha come through. And I hope you do, KFAB listeners right now. Omaha, if you would vote for Trump over Kamala, then it wouldn't even matter what happens in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Would not even matter one iota. That's assuming Trump wins Georgia, North Carolina, Nevada, and Arizona. But absent that, absent Omaha flipping back and that electoral vote going to Trump, he's probably going to have to win one of the big 10 states. Pennsylvania is the biggest, the easiest. If he wins Pennsylvania, Trump is going to be president of the United States. That is the state that you could point to one is most likely to be the tipping point state. But it's important to recognize what's going on with the electorate. Because if men, as I told you at the start of the show, if only men were voting, Donald Trump would have a 1984 Ronald Reagan versus Walter Mondale style blitz destruction of the Democrats. Kamala Harris would have no chance at all. Tons of states would be flipping. It would be a landslide the likes of which we've not seen since 1984 if Trump only had men voting. Because men are overwhelmingly breaking Trump. But women, oh my goodness, women at every age group are voting for Kamala Harris. And the age group that is actually the most pronounced, this was in Sunday's New York Times, was 18 to 29-year-old women. They are voting for Kamala by a plus 40 margin. Younger men are voting for Trump by a plus 10 margin. That's kind of unheard of to have young men breaking for Trump. But you've got nearly a 50 vote difference, 50 percentage difference between what young women are doing and what young men are doing. And Kamala understands this. Her team understands this. This is why they picked Tim Walz. Now you and me and many people out there listening can say, well, who are the loser guys who are going to be impacted by Tim Walz being the VP pick? I don't know the answer, but the Kamala Harris campaign believes that they exist. And that is why they are focused on Walz's military service and on his coaching. Think about this for a minute. I haven't heard anybody else point this out. Did you see what the placards they were dancing around holding said during Tim Walz's awful Wednesday speech? It said, Coach Walz. The guy is the governor of Minnesota. He hasn't been a coach for 20 years. But they brought out football players from Minnesota in their Letterman's jackets. They put them on the stage. They had one of Walz's former high school students speak. They're trying to appeal to men by saying, oh, Tim Walz is a hunter. Coach Walz was a football coach. And he is just like all of you Midwestern folks. They're trying to peel away men by using Tim Walz. They're calling him a masculine ideal. You may think it's garbage. I think
Remember
it
when you
is.
saw that, Donnie?
Huh?
Military
Remember when we
service,
saw
he
it?
lied about. The coaching, he was an assistant
Still there,
coach.
if it's still there.
All of this is exaggerated, but they're calling him
I
Coach
don't
Walz.
see it.
What is right now the Trump counter? They're trying to get a small little snippet of male support based on Tim Walz. That's the Kamala Harris campaign. Who's the best female advocate for Trump right now? I mean that honestly. He picked J.D. Vance as his VP. I get it. But that doubles down on the masculine. He had Kid Rock, generally more popular with men. Hulk Hogan, generally more popular with men. Dana White, UFC combat sports, generally
Nothing?
more popular with men. Who is the surrogate for Trump that has direct appeal to women? Now, by the way, every time I talk about this, I get deluge from women who say, I'm a woman and I'm voting for Trump. Nuh-uh. Look, your anecdote doesn't cancel out the
Did that?
larger data set. I appreciate it. My wife is going to vote for Trump. I'm glad that she is. But most women, especially younger women, are not.
You probably think
So I appreciate
someone
you
has
are already
AC.
in the camp and you are saying, hey, I'm voting for Trump no matter what. But this election is going to be won